Hello and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Anything we can present you? What do you think of this? Right? Please, I'm the prosecutor in this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the key. Just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright, Mr. Edward just told you no in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on, anyway? Maybe I just show him my best evidence, I can get some reaction out of him. Tell me about your knife? Yeah, let's talk. So, how was the committee? So, how'd the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. Gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Right. You okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney, however. Something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation of this case will be directed by the chief of police, Gant. I could do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you, why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still, wow, never seen him this out of sorts. So, you were in the evidence room? Oh, right. I better check this now. As I was saying, what's this? A record of ID card usage? Edward, you went in the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. But Chief Gaunt, no less. Chief of Police? Went in evidence for a case they wrapped up half a year ago. Told me he wanted me to keep it in here in the prosecutor's office. Why? But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. Chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. Really has nothing to do with the current case. But it's solved, so it should be public knowledge? Now, I'm curious about this other case. Better make a note of it. Unrelated evidence. Screwdriver added to the court record. Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth, brought to his office by Gant's request. AI 16. Oh no. Stubborn as always. Told you had nothing to do with the current case. Tell me more. Right? Please, I'm the prosecutor of this case. Well, what do you know about this? I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? All has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. Figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. He must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Allegations of forgery. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing. Head of the investigation was the Deputy Chief of Police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coup was involved in the case 2 years ago too, then. He was a top officer. It was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is, he was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't... Of course not! I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I'll do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I will follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, Chief Prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister, what? If you were still studying forensic science? Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just now, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We're the enemy, you know. I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving me these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Fingerprint set and fingerprint file received. Now let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Yeah. Marshall isn't here. February 23rd. Evidence room. Sector 3. Investigation turned up suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood in the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves a slightly different imprint. So let's choose a finger that'll have left behind the cleanest print. We can't tell the difference at a glance. Not procrastinating and choose a finger. Well, this one is on its side, and these aren't full, so we'll go indexed. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With A, see? It looks like that did the trick. Aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow it away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? With Y. Exciting, I know. So, when this is on the DS, you would actually blow into the microphone. Well, obviously I've got a microphone here, and most computers do, especially laptops. I'm glad that they didn't figure everyone did. Besides, this also came out for like the Nintendo Switch and stuff. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks like fun. Might take some getting used to, though. It's fine, it won't go up your nose or anything. Just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Well, this is the basic of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. Guess I'd better give it a try. I think I'd like to try that on one of the fingers. Okay, let's move on to a different finger. Aha! You did it! You found one. But looks nothing like a fingerprint. I didn't mention it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. It's the way it goes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker again closely. Yeah. Seems like there's fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. See if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. I'd say this is more than good, but you do you, game. Yay, a print! So clear it's dazzling. Dazzling. Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet. It's quite a process. There's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? Guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. Point out the person you think left these prints. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I can make a pretty good guess. Bloody handprint and the fingerprint are in different places, right? That means the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would most likely be on the Severance locker? Well, let's see. That's Gantz. Star. Yep. That would be good old Dick. Comparing. Comparison complete. Match found. Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me the so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time. There's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. Gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there's one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. Okay, and then I bring up court record. This is where we got the luminal fluid reaction, right? Right! There was a handprint here. Okay. Want to try using this? There goes her eyes sparkling again. Check for prints. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh! I have to warn you of something first. What? Area with the blood was wiped away, right? Only I'm finding of using the chemical means. Any prints in that area will be wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints? Did you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. Anyway, let's try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints are the ones left by the bloody hand. Imagine there'd be fingerprints on the unit, but... Luckily, we've got plenty of powder. I gave him my best shot. Can't result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? Doesn't look like we'll get a clear result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Okay, there we go. Jake Marshall. Comparison complete. Match found. Hey, these fingerprints, they... Whose are they? Whose? Someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall. Marshall's fingerprints added to the court records. It's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma? This is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. Luminol reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh! So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on wiped blood stain. But why would Officer Marshall? Looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. To be continued. Save. Yep. Alright. When we come back, folks. Back to court, I guess. Have a good one, folks.